The head of the Knox County Election Office says if you are eligible to cast an absentee ballot for the November general election, request an application right now.
Absolutely, and due to the COVID-19 pandemic, more than 11,000 people, a record number by the way, voted absentee during the August primary in Knoxville.
You know, though, however, there were some people who applied too late to vote by mail, and their ballots did not arrive in time. WATE 6 on your side consumer reporter Don Dare talked with one of those voters today who has a message for others to hear. Don.
Well, that's right, Lori. It is a strong message, and the message is don't delay in sending off an application to vote by mail. There are a dozen valid ways to registered voters can cast mail ballots. Due to the pandemic, those over the age of 60 are eligible because of their vulnerability to the virus. But to cast an absentee ballot, you have to apply first, and that process after that takes some time. Diane and Keith Eichenberg, married for 56 years, never miss voting on Election Day. However, both are in poor health, and because of the pandemic, they decided not to vote in person for the August primary, but to cast an absentee ballot instead.
Neither one of us are in that good a shape, but I don't need to put other people in jeopardy doing it. So I want to vote by mail.
We didn't want to be around the coronavirus, so we thought, well, we'll just get an absentee ballot.
So on the 20th of July, the Eichenbergs completed 2 absentee ballot applications like this one and sent them in. Keith's ballot arrived on the 3rd of August. Diane's didn't arrive until the day before Election Day.
I filled it out, as she did. Mine went through, hers never did.
And we watched the mailbox every day. Mine did not come until the afternoon of the 5th. I did take it to the post office to see about overnighting it, so it would be there on the 6th, and they couldn't guarantee me, even if I paid the $30-some at the post office, that it would be overnighted.
Well, there are a lot of steps in the process.
Knox County Election Commission Supervisor Chris Davis says his office has added a dozen more people to handle the huge number of absentee ballots expected for the November general election. He says for people like the Eichenbergs and others, if you're eligible to vote absentee, fill in the application as soon as possible.
You have to complete it, return it to us. We then have to turn around, verify that it is you, prepare your ballot, mail it to you. You have to fill it out and then get it back to us. This takes time. So we're hoping we can turn them around in 3 to 4 days, but it may end up being 6 or 7 days in some cases, which is why we don't want you waiting until that October 27th deadline.
Had Diane gone in person to cast her vote on August 6th, she would not have been turned away because she had not sent in the absentee ballot, but only the application.
Of course, I had no idea that I could go down and vote in the election because I just thought I'd never done it before.
She says if you're eligible to vote absentee, fill out the application and mail it quickly. Don't wait.
Don't wait. That's my biggest message is don't wait.
Now, the Eichenbergs have already filled out and sent off their application to vote absentee. For those who are approved to vote by mail, the ballots are expected to be sent later this month. During the August election, a record number of people registered to vote by mail in Knox County. Election Director Chris Davis says the number may be 30,000, 35,000 for the November general election. Bo?
All right, Don, thank you very much. And you know, you may have seen an interview yesterday with President Trump saying people should mail in votes, then try to vote in person. Election Administrator Chris Davis did not want to comment on the president's statement, but he did explain Knox County's system, saying there are safeguards to prevent double voting. If you request a ballot by mail, that's noted in the computer system and the voting books for polling places. Then if you try to vote in person, either early or on Election Day, election workers will see that you've already been issued a ballot, and you'll have to cast a provisional ballot instead, which may or may not count, depending on whether your mail-in ballot is returned. Now, President Trump today tweeted to clarify his statement, saying people should make sure their vote is counted. If you have a consumer question for Don, send him an email at ddare@wat.com. You can also call a 6 on your side hotline number. It's 865-633-5974.